Hello everyone. I hope you all are doing good. Now, recently I'm getting a lot of messages in my DMS like how you can customize your GitHub profile, how you can stand out by using your GitHub profile, or how you can customize your GitHub profile like the way I normally do in my account. Let me show you my GitHub profile first. Now, this is my GitHub account and this is my GitHub profile. Here you can see this. I have a maybe good looking image right here. Then I have used some things, some paragraphs here, and then I have used some short badges for connecting with me through my social medias. And then I have added my recently published articles which I normally wrote for FreeCodeCamp and on dev.to and Hashnote. And after these 1, 2, 3 sections, I've got another section where I'm adding the recent videos published on my YouTube channel. And most probably you know about that. I have two YouTube channels, one for where I publish English content, and in another channel I normally publish the Bengali content. And I have got the recent videos list. Exactly, I mean, to be exact, I have only listed the recent 5 videos in each of this section. You can see that, right? And no, it's not like that I manually write all of this. I don't do that manually. I have added a GitHub action bot which does the work for me. That means whenever I publish something on my YouTube channel, the action bot runs the action and fetch the latest link and add the video title with the link here. Now don't worry about that. I will show each and every process. You can do that also for your GitHub profile. And after then I have my recent activities on GitHub. This is also getting automated by GitHub Actions. I'm not writing any of this manually for each time. You can say that. And here is a sticker, or you can say a badge maybe, where it displays the most languages I have been using in my GitHub profile. And at the end of it, I have added a dev card. All right. So the question comes how you can make your GitHub profile look like that. So for that reason, I have opened another account. This is another account of mine, but don't make any mistake because I don't use this account anymore. I am only using this account for making this tutorial so that I can show you how you can do everything I'm going to show you right now step by step in your account. All right. So first of all, what you need to do, you need to simply head over to my GitHub profile. All right. You can say my GitHub profile, which is github.com/fahimapa. And don't worry about the link. I will also provide a link in this description box. Simply go into this profile from your GitHub account, or you can simply search right from here, which is my username Fahim FPA, all GitHub. And after clicking this, if you click users, now let me turn off my dark mode so that you can get a clear view. Let me go to settings, appearance, and let me choose the light default theme. All right, now where I was, yeah, you can simply search my name on the search bar and select all GitHub so that it would show you all of the GitHub profiles, repositories, and everything related to this username, which is mine. All right, now then go to this tab, users. You can see that currently it has only one users because this is my username. Simply go into this user and here you go. You are getting my user profile right here. Now, if you are not following me on GitHub, please do so that you can get the latest update. And most importantly, you can see that I'm quite regular in this platform. So if you follow me, you would get all of the latest updates, or what project I'm currently working on, what projects I'm starting on, and in which projects I'm currently contributing or doing any work, other kind of stuff. All you can get that. right from your account if you follow me there. All right. So here is the profile of my profile, which we would work on. Now simply click here. This is the repository name. Fine, maybe simply click here and you will get to this repository, my repository. And you can use this template, or you can simply fork this. Let's see what would happen if I simply use this template. If I simply click use this template, it's suggesting me to create a new repository from my template, and you have to give your repository a name. Now you have to make sure that the repository name and the owner name are 100% identical. That means both of them should be similar. If both of them gets a similar pattern, only then it would appear on your GitHub profile page. All right, so for now it would be Dave Fahim FBA, exactly like this. You can give any description you want, you can make it public or private, but make sure to make it public so that others can see it also. Now after that, you can simply click this create repository from template. All right, it would generate the repository. Simply give it some time, I guess. And here you go. You have got everything from my repository to your account. All right, that's much easy it was. Now we need to customize this a little bit. Before starting customizing on this profile, let me show you how you can read others' code so that you can understand what others are doing in their profile and you can take something from them. It's quite simple actually. So obviously I can do all of this manually by cloning this repository in my local machine and working on that, but I think you might prefer it if you don't need to do that. Actually, you don't necessarily need to do that because all you can do right from your browser itself. So for that reason, I'm also gonna show you how you can do everything I'm going to show you today right through your browser. So let me analyze this profile first. Here, first of all, I'm getting a directory, or you can say a folder, starting with a dot, or you can say period, and GitHub. All of the letters are in the lowercase. All right. So if I simply head over to the directory, I'm getting issue templates and workflows. These workflows, I mean, within this workflows folder, we create some YAML file where we run the action bot. All of them would work automatically if we instruct them to do so. All right, and I have another directory named img where I kept all of my images file. You can open any of them if you want, and you can see that if you want. And then I have a code of conduct.md file. Now if you simply want to customize your GitHub profile like me, you don't necessarily need to worry about this code of conduct, but I will tell about it later, I hope. And about the license, we don't need to worry about that right now. We need to worry about this readme.md file. Okay, so let me show you what I have been writing in this readme file. You can simply click this edit button and it will take you to the edit section. Here you can edit your file and also get the preview side by side. All right, now if I simply open the editing section, you can see that first of all, I have added a Gitpod button here. What is Gitpod? Gitpod is actually, you can say that Visual Studio Code type text editor, or you can say an IDE, which you can use directly online using your browser, and you can access your GitHub repository or work on those projects. So I have added this Gitpod button so that if any user wants to check this repository, or if they want to customize any of it, they can simply open it using the Gitpod. Let me show you how. If you simply click on this button, it will open the Gitpod dashboard, and here it would tell you to continue with GitHub. If I simply click continue to GitHub, and another window will open and you need to authorize Gitpod. If I simply click authorize gitpod.io, it will redirect you back to the section. Here you can select your editor: VS Code, VS Code browser, VS Code, IntelliJ IDEA, PHP Storm, PyCharm, Golang, whatever. We prefer the Visual Studio Code browser edition, and I don't recommend using the latest release because they have already stated that it might be unstable for you, so we don't want it, right? So simply select VS Code and click continue. After checking something, it would prepare a workspace exactly like Visual Studio Code, but rightly in your browser window. So it has opened the browser window, and if I simply zoom in a little bit, you can see that it looks exactly Visual Studio Code in your local machine, or you can say that Visual Studio Code Developer Edition. All right, here you can also check the code, and like Visual Studio Code, you can also edit and check the preview of your Readme file side by side like this, and it runs on the browser, so you do not need to install anything at all. All right, let me show you. I have opened my readme.md file, and I am opening my preview window, and you can see that I am getting the preview side by side like this. Now if you want, you can also change the color theme. You can add extensions if you want. All of them are completely free of cost for gitpod.io. So you can see, normally whenever we create any open source project or something like that, we want others to feel comfortable with that. If the user thinks that they need to clone this project, run this locally, or blah blah blah, and they might seem that, is there any way whether I can do that without going through that much hassle, then Gitpod comes here. So for that reason, I like to include Gitpod button in all of my projects. And probably I would make another content where I would show you how you can use the Gitpod button in any of your projects also. So enough talk. Most probably I have introduced you to Gitpod in some way or another. Now I am simply closing this Gitpod and I am going to my repository. All right, so here you can see that I have simply added a button, contribute in the browser. You can give it any name you want, like Gitpod button. All right, whatever the name you use here, the output would be exactly the same because it's a simply alt text. It would display if the button doesn't get displayed for some reason. All right, and how you can customize that, you need to simply keep this as it was, also this as it was, and after the hash you have to include the name of your repository URL like this. For me, for this account, the repository URL is github.com/dev5fba/dev5fba. This is the repository name. All right, now if I want Gitpod to open for this repository, what I would need to do, I need to simply copy the URL of my current repository and replace it with that. I am simply deleting the previous URL and adding the latest URL. You have to keep the hash on here. All right, now if I simply show you the preview and click open in Gitpod, let me open it in a new tab so that you can see it right from here. It is opening the Gitpod. I don't know if you can see the link or not, but if you see here, you are getting that it's opening in dev5fba. That means it is opening the exact repository which I currently have in my this temporary GitHub profile. All right, and here you also can do all sort of stuff you can do in your Visual Studio Code. All right, so I have edited the Gitpod link, and then for the banner image, first of all you have to use a quotation mark and then a square bracket. You don't need to keep any space between them, and you can also use any alt text you want. If you don't want that, that's also fine. And here in the first bracket you have to mention the image directory. Now if you want to upload any image to your repository and add it here, that's also fine, like I did here. You can see I have added the image folder, and within that image folder I have an image named banner.png. I have simply specified the path and it has grabbed the image right from there. But if you want to add an image from the internet, you can simply change this directory or path with the directory or image link you have got from the internet. Let me show you an example, I guess. Here you can see I have opened GitHub logo, and let me click on images. Suppose I want to add these images. Suppose I want to add this image instead of using this image here. So what I can do, I can simply also right click here and get copy image address and simply change this image address to that image address which I just have copied right now. And now if I simply go to the preview section, you can get that the new images has been added here instead of using my images. All right, so I think you can understand how this image section works in this GitHub account. All right, so I guess you can use any image you want, or you can add any image in any section you want by just following this tutorial. All right, so then I have used hello everyone, and I have used a hash symbol. Here the hash symbol indicates the header. One hash means h1, which means the highest header size, or you can say the highest header height. Yeah, you can say that. Suppose if I add two hash symbol, then I'm indicating exactly h2. All right, let me show you the difference. All right, maybe you can't get the difference. Let me keep it side by side, then I guess you would understand what I want to say here. Hello everyone, and it is h1. Now if I simply copy this and paint it again here, and this is h2, I mean header 2, and if I simply want to show you how it works, you can see the difference, right? Hello everyone h1, this is the header 1 format, and hello everyone h2, this is the header 2 format. You can see the height difference here, right? So that's how it works. All right, now here you can see how after putting hello everyone, I have used anchor tag. After using an anchor tag, I have a specified image and I have specified its source. I have used the image directly from my directory, so I have specified the directory. But if you want to add any image from the internet, you need to simply copy the link like I have just showed you earlier, and you can specify the width and height if you want, like I did here. All right, so let me show you if I don't specify those, what would happen. Let's say I didn't add any height and width. Now if I simply check the preview section, you see that I'm getting the full width and height of the image, which is quite larger and doesn't fit well with this repository. So only for that reason, to match it with the height, or you can say the font size of hello everyone, I have added the height and width property. After that, it's getting a quite nice figure here. All right, and after that I have simply added a simple paragraph. You can see that. So this paragraph is very simple, so I don't wanna spend much time here. Let me give you a short review of what I exactly did here. All right, so this is my name, and if you simply use the double star, it would indicate bold. If you use a single star at the front and at the length of a string, it will indicate italic format. All right, and if you want to add any link and accessible link, you need to add the letter, I mean you need to add the text in a square bracket, and after that you need to specify the URL or the directory of the website using first bracket, and you have to make sure that you shouldn't keep any space after that. Like if I simply add any space and go to the preview section, you see it's not working. Here the link should work and I shouldn't see these square brackets, but I'm getting this because I have added a space here. I don't need to do that. Now, if I simply close the space and go to the previous section again, you can see that it's working perfectly. The square brackets have gone and the links are not visible, which I exactly wanted. Here you can see that, right? Now for the next part, all right, I have added a lot of things. And for the emoji part, there are a lot of ways to use emojis in GitHub. Like you can use the emojis from website. You can use the emojis using your Microsoft emoji tab. You can use your, you can also use dedicated emojis, which can be found in GitHub emoji section. I would show that later on. And that's it. That's all about regarding this paragraph. And this is the second paragraph. If you want to create a new paragraph, simply provide any space, like use the enter button. Use the enter button once or twice. All of them would work exactly the same. I have also added another simple paragraph here, and I have used a single star before and after the strings to indicate that it would get an italic form. All right, italic form. So that's how it works. And after that, I have added another paragraph. And what is this? Let me show you. It's actually a block quote. Here you can see this, that I have added a quote from me. So as this is a quote, I used block quote, so that it would create a block of quote where I can put the quote, and it would get you this view. It indicates that it is a within a quotation, you can set up, right? So how you can do that? Simply use this this symbol, this right arrow key. Simply use once, and whatever you write after this, without using any new paragraph, it would consider the whole thing as a block quote, right? Like say I'm starting this line from a new line and I'm removing the arrow. It wouldn't count this within the block quote because this is outside the block quotes area. Let me show you the preview first. You can see it's not in the block quote now. But if I simply edit this and add this line just after this whole paragraph would be considered within the block. Let me show you again here. This is within the block code. All right. Now I have also added a normal paragraph here. All right. Now I have used a second header h2 and I have used a property center connect with me. So it's in center and saying the string I wanted it to say. Now what would happen if you don't use any align parameter? Let me show you. Suppose I'm not using any alignment parameter. By default, what GitHub does, GitHub puts all of them in the left alignment. You see here, it has provided it in the left line. So as I don't want that, I want it to appear in the center of the whole repository. I have used the alignment property, or you can say parameter. Here you can use left, center, right, anything you want. For left, you don't need to use that because as I have showed you just earlier, it considers everything in the left direction by default. And I have used another div for keeping these images in the center. You can see that I have added all the images in the center of this repository. Okay, so from where I have got these images, button images, I have got it from image.shield.io badge. From here, you can create your own badges if you want. Let me show you. Simply go to this website, image.shield.io. Sorry, image shield. This is the website, shield.io, and here you can create your own custom badges, or you can say buttons you want. You can also add these custom colors if you want. You can do all kind of things regarding with buttons. All right, and you can simply use any image tag and specify the name there. If you want to get a directed content regarding this, then let me know. Then I would probably consider making a detailed content out of that. All right, I have closed the div section right from here, and here I have added the URL of the button, and I have added the image source. I have also specified the width and the content. Let me show you how this works. If I simply go to the preview section, you see that I have provided this recent articles on Precode Camp, and if I simply open on this image, I mean if I simply click on this image, it would take me to this section where I want it to go. All right, so I specified that task within the link section, href hyperlink section of the images, like this. You can change it anything to anything you want. Precode start, Precode camp end. This is an interesting part because I haven't found any GitHub action to run any GitHub action for the recent articles on Precode camp I write on. So for this section, I use it manually. That means I write manually each of them. But I hope I would find another GitHub action so that I don't need to do that manually. And I would probably share that with you also later on. And for the next part, I have added the dev.to. Here I have provided the link to my dev.to account. I have added the image source. I have gave it a title, author, with the name, and dev blog list start. Here's the fun part. I don't write any of these by myself manually. All of these are done by automation, GitHub action, by using GitHub action. So how can I do that? I need to simply specify the starting point and the ending point, and all of them would get enlisted by the GitHub action automatically. I will show you how to do that later. So here I started dev blog list start, and here I specified the end path, and it would generate this text automatically. I don't do that. All right, and the same thing has been happened here as well. I have added another section for listing my recently published Hashnode blog post. So I have also done that here. Hashnode blog start, Hashnode blog end. All of the links, texts below these two are generated automatically by using the GitHub action. I don't need to do any of this manually. All right, the same thing happened also for my YouTube videos list right here. So here you can see I have specified the channel link where I wanted the user to go if they click on this images, and I have got the image from the YouTube CDN. Let me show you this. I have used these images. So what I did, I simply copied this URL and added it here. I have provided this title, alt, read, name. That's it. And I have added YouTube videos list start, YouTube videos list end. All of the things between them are getting generated automatically. The same thing happened with it also, and this also. Now about the GitHub action, or you can say GitHub activity section, it's bit of a tricky task, not because it's a very tough task, but because you have to create a action token for it. So most probably I'm not going to show you in this. I will show you in another video later on. And I have used most used language, top language is DevCard. Okay, how you can get the most used language badges? Check this. Username 5MBA, layout, compact, theme, synthwave. And here you get the repository name. Simply head over to the repository. Oops, I shouldn't use any bracket, sorry for that. Simply copy this link, and if I simply go to this repository, here you can get that. We use this repository. You can get everything here, how you can set up your task for that, blah blah blah. And most probably I will create another video showing you how you can do that automatically. So here you can get some inbuilt themes. You can also create your own theme. If you want to check all of their available themes, you can simply get there and check all of them. Here's the theme name. You need to specify the theme name. Suppose I want to use this theme outrun. I need to simply copy this and look it closely. I need to specify the username. For this account, my username is dev5fba, so I'm simply doing this dev5fba, and I am changing the theme from synthwave to outrun, which I have just copied. And you can select the layout, and most probably they are providing 3 layouts. You can get the layout version from here, I believe. Let me show you the layout. Oh, you can see that they are currently providing 2 available layouts. One of them is default and another one of them is compact. You can check any of them you want, and that's it. Now I have changed this username from FahimFBA to this temporary GitHub account of mine, dev5fba, and I provided a theme named outrun. Now let's see how it looks. If I simply go to the preview section, you can see that it's generating the badge for my this GitHub account. Now, as I have already told you, I don't use this GitHub account anymore. It's a temporary GitHub account, so I haven't worked on this, and for that reason it's not showing anything, because I haven't done anything in this GitHub repository. But for your case, if you have worked on any projects, it would show you the most used language based on your GitHub profile. And for the dev card, I have added this dev card like this. Now how you can add this dev card and GitHub activity section, if you want that, let me know in the comment, and possibly I will create another video explaining all of that, how you can do that. Because if I also want to tell all of it in this only content, or you can say this only video, the video might get a bit long. All right, and let me show you how this works. Let me commit the changes first. Commit, and all right, here you go. And now let me show you how this GitHub action work. Now, as I have already told you earlier, I'm not gonna show you all of the workflows because this video might get a bit longer. I'm gonna show you 2 or 3 of these so that you can understand how that works. Simply go to this workflow folder. If you don't have workflow folder, create it. But if you already use my template or fork, you can get the all of them template right from there. All right. Now, I would also recommend you to fork this repository, and if you like this repository, make sure to start this repository. And here you go. Here is my workstation folder, sorry, workflows folder. Here I create the workflows which runs automatically by using the GitHub action. This blog article, if I simply open that, you can see this is my hashnode blog updater. You need to edit some of this to match your account. What you need to do, you need to simply add your username. Here I used my hashnode username. You need to use your hashnode username, and you can use any blog URL you want. Like for me, my blog URL was this hashnode.dev, but in your case it would be different. Simply copy the URL and edit this here. All right, and you can choose the counter, how much content the workflow should count for you, and write them down in those boxes. You can choose it anywhere you want. You can choose 3, 5, 10. All right, maximum visible contents in that section. All right, this goes the blog articles YAML and dev.pro. Let me open it, and this is also the same as earlier. Here I need to simply edit, you need to simply edit this feed list. Change this feed list to your dev.pro feed list URL, and you are good to go. And if I simply go into this update readme YAML, I would not show you this in this video because you need to do something on the secret GitHub secret token, and I would show you in other videos. Let me show you the YouTube YAML file. You can give it any name you want, and you can name it anything you want. What you need to change it here, you need to simply edit the feed list. For me, my channel ID was this, so I added this channel ID, but in your case, your YouTube channel ID will be different. You need to simply copy that channel ID and replace this channel ID with your channel ID. That's it. And after all of that, you need to simply go to the action tab, and here you will get all of the workflows. For the first time, you need to simply click any workflows you want to run and click run workflow. run workflow. It would manually trigger and run the workflows for you. Like I have just started our workflow. You can also see all of the progress in detail if you want. Update this repos readme. It's updating the readme. All right. After that, it would simply update itself within that directory which I just showed you how that works. So that's it for today. Now, if you want to get a detailed section about these GitHub actions and so on, let me know, and I'll most probably add another videos explaining all of them to you. So that's it.